A very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen, from whichever part of the world you're watching us. Welcome to another episode of the Candid Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokini. Such a pleasure that you've joined us for these conversations. Well, I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora as usual. Prof, how are you, sir?
Good.
We are here on this day. Definitely, are still looking at how things are taking place within and outside the country, with several damning revelations of how people are making quick, fast money, just in a blink of an eye.
Yes.
I saw that your
They are called Kenyan billionaires.
The Kenyan billionaires.
And they're increasing by the day. Yes.
But anyway, what do you expect when during the campaigns a lot of money is dished out and people do pocket those ones? Don't we expect that this money has to go back anyway?
It's okay. Let them have it.
I was having some conversation today in the morning with a friend of mine who was saying the worst idea that a government could probably have is give some sort of a parliamentary, give some sort of a job, a government job, to a politician who runs and loses. Because definitely he gets in there with full intention of recovering whatever money that he used during the campaigns. But that is, here we are as a content, to how true that statement was definitely is a little bit debatable. Something striking happened today, not necessarily today, but then has been happening right now. As you are aware, about 23 county assemblies are on hold, and the members of county assemblies are saying that they are actually going to paralyze the activities of the county assemblies if at all the Salaries and Remuneration Commission does not yield into their demands. In the first place, let me get this from you. Do you think the members of county assembly in this country are actually justified in their demands and all those kind of questions that they have on the Salaries and Remuneration Commission? That is.
Yeah, the MCAs should get as much money as they ask for, and really they should get.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on that point of them demanding for an increase in their salary and all those allowances that they do want, you agree that they are justified to do that?
But because this is what the country we have. The country we have is that they are aware of the country we have. If they were, let me ask you one question. If they were in Tanzania, would they be asking for that money?
Even if not, but then here we are in Kenya.
Even Uganda. So they're asking for money because they are in Kenya. And they know Kenyan public money is for leaders.
Okay.
The money we have in the country that we raise through taxes and borrow is money to be distributed among the leadership. So why do you leave one out, the MCS? Yeah, they are justified. If this money was meant to serve the people of Kenya, that would be another story. But the money we have, that we have borrowed, that we tax people, that we get from another source, is to be distributed among the rich, either by way of allowing them easy access to steal, or giving them packs like we have given to Parliament. Why not give MCS? Yeah. Or make it very easy for them to play games with exemptions like ministers and make billions with the stroke of a pen. That's the money we have in this country. Either to be there to be stolen, looted by the leaders, or to be given to an institution like the Parliamentary Service Commission to allow MPs to play around with.
Definitely. But then a question would be raised. Before anybody vies for any particular seat or other political position in this country, then they definitely must be aware of what is there in store for them, definitely in terms of salaries and all those benefits that come with that. And I believe that our members of county assembly were well aware of that.
Yes.
Why would they vie in as much as they knew that that is the salary that is supposed to be there?
No.
And then come right now to hold the country at ransom.
You are getting it wrong. You are getting wrong.
You make me get it right.
The MCAs, the people who wanted to become MCAs were vying to join a club. Okay? Now they are members of the club. A club called Kenyan Leaders. They want their share of the benefits of being a club member. I cannot join a club through a lot of struggle. Then you segregate on me. How do I become a member of a club and then you tell me, no, you cannot go to the gym yourself? Why was I joining the club? clubs have benefits to the members. So MCAs are justified because they are members of the club called Kenyan Leaders. And the common denominator is the legis, the goodies, the extravagance, the conspicuous consumption, the good cars, good dressing, unnecessary meetings. Why do you want to stop MCAs from going to Mombasa? And MPs are always flying out of the country. No. So me, I support MCAs. Let them ask for what they ask.
So meaning all these things that you are actually telling me here, detailing about the club, the good cars and all that, that is the sole reason why anybody would vie for a leadership position in this country and not serving the interests of the public.
No, nobody ever joins leadership to serve the people. No, nobody. Who? Let one of them stand out. Stand up. One hand up, none. See, have you seen any up? None.
So it's a matter of the MCAs now going for their own interests.
Yeah. MCAs have joined the club. And you are denying them the benefits of the club.
More reason why the SRCs shouldn't even listen to them anyway.
Why?
Why would you give in to demands of people who came on board to serve the people and not for their own interests?
Who told you they came in to serve the people?
Okay, here we are now. The SRC listened to them and then decided
if you look at the genesis, because you don't know, if you look at the genesis of these so-called MCAs, they were called councillors and so on, so on.
Of course I do remember.
Councillors until 1978-79 were never paid salaries. There were people who are working elsewhere. You get it?
Yes.
You are a teacher, you are a businessman, but you attend county meetings, county council meetings, or city council meetings on a voluntary basis because you have a skill you feel you can help contribute, with which you can help contribute. You have a contribution to make as a councillor. You are not being paid a salary, only some little sitting allowance until Moi said no. So even MPs, until the 1980s, MPs were earning I think 8,000 shillings. It was believed it was more of service. But since we turned it into an eating career, why do we want to deny other members? So MCS, kaeni ngumu mpaka mpewe hiyo pesa. Tutatoa kodi, tutalipa kodi, ili maisha yenu ikuwe mzuri.
Well, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, for that matter, SRC, listened to their plea and decided to give them a 10,000 increment, something which they actually opposed, and they're saying, you did not do this, actually you did this without consulting any of us, and therefore for you to purport that you had as
you see, when they have not followed, if SRC, you call it what?
SRC.
Another body I don't want to SRC. If they are willing to give them something small, you can see there's no principle. Which principle is this which you can bend at will? So this is the point I'm making. Even SRC knows none of these fellows deserve the money they are getting. The reason for which SRC was formed, the reason for which Kenyans wanted it in the constitution, was to tame the greed of members of parliament, number one. And they have never done it. The beginning point is to abolish the Parliamentary Service Commission. Since when did people set their own salaries and perks in the world? Where in the world does it happen? Abolish the Parliamentary Service Commission. Let MPs earn salaries like other public servants. Reasonable salaries. You get it? So MCAs should even be given their own service commission. Yes. They have their speaker something, chairman of speaker something, being the chairman, and other members, MCAs, being members of that service commission. We can call it county service commission. Yeah? So that they can determine their salaries and allowances. And they draw direct from the exchequer. Kama sahi unaona parliament imepewa for something billion in the budget. MCS are more. They should be given 100 billion. Yes.
Of course, I get it there. Now, tell to me, I was looking at some of the demands that were actually raised by the members of county assembly. Of course, leave alone the salary increment. Of course, I've told you they were given 10,000 increase. Yes. Of course, they have decided to oppose that as well. Now, they are demanding something to do with the ward development fund, and actually they are saying that this should be 40% of the county development budget. I wonder whether you also support that. And they're even saying for the nominated MCAs there should be some sort of an affirmative fund that should be given to them. I wonder, when is this going to stop? And by the way, is it good for our country?
Evans, once you bastardize an institution, once you choose to pee on the constitution in a certain aspect, then you set in motion this kind of stupid things. CDF was always unconstitutional under the new constitution. We didn't even need to be told by the courts. However, we were lucky enough this time the courts were on the side of the people and the reason. And right from the High Court to the Supreme Court, they said CDF was unconstitutional. It is common sense. It's a no-brainer. Americans will tell you. But what is happening? Are MPs getting CDF?
Of course they are.
Why do you want to deny MCS? Let them also get some form of CDF. Yeah, some form of world development. Yeah, let them get. Because we turn something that's outright stupid and doesn't make sense, that is unconstitutional, declared so by the court, but we go ahead to give MPs. Why would you want to deny MCS? World Development Fund? Let them get. Because it doesn't make sense that within the the structure of the constitution, the functions of Parliament, National Assembly, function of the executive, how can you then give the MP two conflicting roles? One of oversighting government in his expenditure, and then another one of joining government in spending by way of CDF. You don't even need to have gone to school to see this is nonsense.
Okay,
so why you want to stop MCS from asking?
No, but now, Prof, now definitely what we are witnessing here is already another problem that has presented himself in terms of our governance, and here we are looking at one of the biggest tragedies facing devolution right now with these kind of demands that are coming from the members of county assemblies and all that. And that also takes me back to the question, why was devolution brought in the first place? And are we living up to the spirit of devolution as it is entrenched in our constitution right now?
I support devolution, and I've given my reasons. But the devolutions as Kenyans discussed, envisaged, agreed upon, is not the devolution we now have.
So what was agreed upon? What was discussed?
The devolution that we had two clear ingredients ingrained. One was as a way of diffusing power. Because of our history with an imperial presidency, we thought once you devolved power, you are devolving power.
Definitely.
Because people will have less and less interest in what happens at the presidency, because the power will be at the regional level. The resources will be there. Now, that was only going to work if we had regional governments made of sizable chunks of areas. At Bomas, we were basing ourselves on the 8 provinces. So, okay, 7 provinces and the Nairobi special area, those become the regions, each with a governor. People said, no, those are too few. Okay, then Rift Valley is too big, let's divide it into 2. So we get to 10 or 9. Okay, Nyanza is a little configuration of Nyanza, let Kuria and Kisi get their own, like that. Okay, the Kambas, Upper Eastern and Lower Eastern. So we were getting to a maximum of 14. So the debate was between 12, 14. Some people could push it to 16, but I think finally it was going to be 14. Those who are viable units, that's the devolution I had in mind, and many Kenyans had in mind. But this is just a joke, so we are paying for the joke.
So in the devolution that you had in mind, were the county assemblies therein?
Of course, there were regional assemblies.
There were regional assemblies.
And below them, there could be other things. Because we were not reinventing the wheel. Once you go federal or quasi-federal, there is everywhere to learn from. You go to Australia, you go to Nigeria, you go to the US, yeah, they are there. The principle of devolution is at play in many parts of the country. But none works like ours, where you take the country and segment it into tiny little things and then call them devolved units. Counties as they are. So the problems we face, we shall continue facing.
So we are here with this kind of, with our devolved units as they are.
Yes, yes.
The MCAs are demanding for an increase in their salary.
Yes.
They have also other demands apart from that. We've got this kind of ballooning public wage bill that we have as a country.
Yes.
The cost of living is unbearable.
Yes.
And here we are. Definitely, are we going to listen to the MCAs and give in to their demands?
MCAs are leaders.
Of the common man.
MCAs are leaders.
But what comes first? Is it service to the people or
No, what comes first are the leaders. The interests of the leaders come first. The stomach of the leader comes first. When you elect an MCA, he must change his dressing. He must now buy a small car. That is it. So his interest comes first. If he comes from places where people marry, he must marry the second or third wife. That's how it is in this country.
By the way,
So let us stop pretending.
I saw my MCA do that.
Yeah, you also.
He went for the
Yes. So the interest of the MCA, the MP, those are the interests that come first. And we clap for them. We clap for them. We shout ourselves hoarse, singing their praises. So that's the country as it's currently configured. Until I have said, God gives us a good leader or good leaders.
Do you think the government will give in to the demands?
They will. Yes, they will.
Because of course I've heard that the remaining around 22, no, those are 24. So the remaining 23 counties will soon join them.
Yes.
Already right now there are certain county assemblies that are actually not functional at all.
They will join them. Government will give in because soon somebody is appearing with a constitutional amendment bill. There's one pending, except that we don't have a commission. Once a commission is in place, somebody will come up with a bill that harasses the government, that pleases them MCAs, and they will vote for the bill. Once that thing passes the county assemblies, it's as good as done. Yeah.
And that is the sad reality.
And the government will be afraid of that. For that reason, government will give them even more than they're asking for. And I support them. I pray for them. I want them to be fatter than they are.
Definitely.
Yes.
While the common man is milked.
Yeah. Let us die. Let us. We shall die defending our leaders. We shall starve to death. We shall allow ourselves to be taxed to death, that our leaders may be comfortable.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it will take you some wisdom to understand what Professor is saying here, but still our eyes are on the ground to look at every kind of move that each and every leader is making in this country. And of course, we are more than glad to bring you up to date with comprehensive analysis of the same. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.